Boom, 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 boom.
Good luck and have fun.
You're gonna need it. There goes the 55-second SCV scout.
Blades of Iron. Ula Sadari. For Artanis.
Glory to the Daylong. Iron shall
Command. Antara Tassagar. By your Gassar de Templari. Honor guides me. Gassar de Templari. Ula Sadari. Antara. Justice. We stand as
The firstborn shall persevere.
honor guides me. By your will.
Najakar Mina. For Select. We serve with pride. Forward. Victory for the first. firstborn. I have met the enemy. Where shall we mark? Yes, Executor? To glory. Let glory to the Daylong. The Templar, march. Pour Zalah. Fate ire shall be reclaimed. We are of one mind.
Hey! They're attacking our base!
Give up combat, let your will be heard.
Not the probes!
It shall be done.
Teleport successful.
Pylon is being roughed up.
Yes, Executor. Let none deter us. Where shall we march? Not we, sir. Let your will be heard.
Teleport successful.
Where shall we march? To glory. Pour Zalah. We are of one mind. Blade cannon arc combat awaits.
Our pylon's under attack.
Teleport successful. Warp field online.
Base is under attack.
Teleport successful. Teleport successful. Understood. The sky. Sirafek, Cryor. Where do our enemies lurk? On the wings of justice. I will.
And they're out of here!
GG.
I am eager to strike. I stalk through the stars. Shazul to glory. Not for Rosh. For honor. Shazul to glory. Warp field online. On the wings of justice. I
Yeah.
will comply.
So we go for a pylon. Go to his base. We get a forge. We send this one out, right? This one comes out to go meet up. Now, like I said, another coaching ago, Terrans have a certain build and certain scouting timing, and because they're all doing the same build or the same opener, they usually tend to be it's more chances of it happening than not. So at 55 seconds to about a minute, the Terran, depending on how sharp a player is in their build, 55 seconds being the sharpest, and 1 minute, anything between that, it'll be kind of like the player is not as sharp with the build, doesn't understand it too well, or the details, so they'll usually do it a little bit later. Some like a minute and 15 seconds, which is like an outlier. We're only worried about the 55 seconds to the minute, because whenever I did this, the closest time that I wanted to put up the latest time I wanted to put up a pylon for the cannons is a minute. No later than a minute, because then you got Marines that start becoming a problem, and the earlier the better. So being that the SCV comes out, it's coming out in 55 seconds. Interesting, right? 55 seconds. So my probe is set up to go around and delay that 55 seconds. So we go around because we know that we can't go over here and make a pylon yet. There's no reason. So we go around waiting for the SCV to move out for 55 seconds to a minute. So when we go this way, we cross each other, right? He's going to go find out what's going on, and for me, I'm hiding from the SCV. Now, what tells me it's the 55 second to a minute SCV, which I don't have to worry about another scout coming out, an SCV at 115. This probe tells me, the second probe tells me that there's an SCV because this one's not going to see it. We're hiding from it. So this is my confirmation that it hit at 55 seconds to a minute, depending on the situation of the timing. So that tells me, oh, okay, it's the 55 second scout. That means he's not going to scout anytime soon. He's not going to come over here to find out what's going on out here, possibility, and he's not going to come down and see a pylon all of a sudden down on the ground. And that's because he didn't see anything. So now we made our pylon before a minute. We go up the ramp with the scout, and then we make the cannons so that this one makes a pylon here. I make 2 pylons to trap myself in, because if SCVs try to move in and try to take out the probe, it could be tricky. So what I like to do is I like to pocket into somewhere. So I created a pocket right here. SCVs can't do anything even if they tried. Once these cannons are almost done, I can open up my pocket. Now I make 2 cannons right here because you got to remember, if the Terran player is not doing anything on aggression, he's gonna go for the answer, which is go for the tank. He's gonna go for the tank. He's not doing too much. If he's not doing any reaction, he's gonna lift off. Question is he gonna lift off to another base before the cannons, or is he gonna lift off waiting for the tank to destroy the threat? That's usually what most common players will do. Land here, long distance mine. So as a Protoss player, you got to be very conservative in your cannon rush, because if you put too many cannons up, you're going to be losing in your transitioning, or your follow-up in this particular harass. So in this case, we know he's not going to defend this area. We know we have cannons in the front, so we don't need 2 cannons here. You don't need 2 of them. You only need 1 in this situation, because we turned it into from a containment cannon rush into an actual cannon rush. And when we cannon rush our Terran player, we do it in the most conservative way because of the transition. So we cancel that one. It's not needed anymore. And then these 2 are going to come up, but this one's going to get canceled. We don't need this one. This is just because, what if both of them get attacked and one of them has to get canceled? You want to make sure that one of them goes up. So you cancel one, and we're conserving resources so that we can use it for the follow-up. So that's one cannon rush that we didn't need. That's another cannon rush. This one will protect this cannon, and so I could put one even closer to cause them to leave, because I'm not disrupting the mineral line yet. And so this one's to protect this one, and we're gonna deny this minerals. For the meantime, I'm already getting a gateway over here, so I'm already transitioning. And then right here, we're looking for the factory. So we see the factory, and we know that he's gonna make a tank. So we keep him from making a tank by making a pylon here. Now he's gonna lift it off, and so you make another pylon, to slow him down. Now I made it a little too low. I could have made it a little higher, but the Marines were pressuring me pretty much, and I didn't want to lose the probe yet, just in case I decided to go for something. I wasn't gonna go to too many cannons, because the tank eventually is gonna come out, so you don't want to be using cannons and being wasteful. So now we have a player that is going to go for tanks. So we're gonna start making zealots here, because zealots will mess with the tanks and the marines without being too wasteful in your play. You're already going for a gas play, and we're transitioning in, and so I make 2 batteries because 1 tank takes forever to kill cannons with 2 batteries. There's so many shots that go into the cannons from the tanks, and so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to delay the mining to be efficient. I'm like, okay, you want to like mine, incorrectly? I'm gonna do it as long as I can, and so batteries with the zealots to harass the tank would be a good way to do it. And so right here, I'm not going for the tank. If I go for the marines, the tank is if the tank shoots my marines, I mean my zealot does splash damage. So that's what happened right here. He killed both of us, little splash damage. So here comes another zealot, So now right here, this is what we want. We want him to unsiege. So he's gonna unsiege, and I'm just gonna keep poking him. Like, when are you gonna siege up? I'm waiting for you. So I'm not losing my zealot. If I lose him, he's gonna siege up. So we just dance. The cyclone came out just in time. I used that to sacrifice to kill some marines. So now I'm just, bugging them while I macro. Now we have tank and we have cyclone and we have low resources. So to me, what that tells me is that I'm not going to deal with a lot of marines. And because of that, if I deal with cyclones, then phoenixes would be a good choice. So I decided to go. I was gonna go into ground, but then his play made me want to go phoenix play, because then my phoenix count will be fast, and I'll be able to pick up and slowly slow him down. His since he's already down. So I think this is where I killed the SCV. I think the SCV and the probe ran around everywhere, and and it finally stopped here. And this is where the probe killed the SCV. This is where the dead ground is. So it just happened to be that I saw some Banshee with the probe that should not be there technically, but nonetheless, it wouldn't be a big deal, because I'll go and do way more damage to him, and then I'll transition by getting an oracle. I'll get an oracle. By the time the oracle comes and I'm running around away from the Banshees after they show themselves here cloaked, I'll be doing damage. I'll recall back home, and my oracle will come out, revelate, and then that'll be the end of the Banshees. I would lose some workers, but at the same time I have 2 bases, so that's probably what would end up happening. And then the phoenixes would have more energy and come and harass more after killing a big chunk of this army, this base, and 2 base versus 1 base. I think that's how it would have ended up if I didn't see these Banshees with this probe. But StarCraft has luck involved, chance, game of luck. Not just skill, strategy, but luck is there too. And it adds up.